It was a proper family Christmas. Everyone was there. Proper Christmas dinner it was. You know how I love my Christmas dinner. Turkey, sprouts, carrots, sack loads of potatoes, all the trimmings. Proper Christmas pud for afters, yeah. Lots of booze, single malt for me, sherry for the ladies. After lunch, I decided we should have a proper family knees up. They say Christmas is a time of miracles, and you'll never believe it. But even Auntie Vi was having a good time, and you know what she's like, moody old bat. Yeah. Think there was a reason for that, though. The dog. Yeah, that bloody dog. Rita comes home late Christmas Eve. "Got a surprise for you," she says. She's pointing at the front door. I walk out there, and there's this bloody excuse for a dog staring at me. "What the bleeding hell's that?" I cried. "Oh, Bob the butcher gave it to me," she says, like it was the most natural thing in the world. Bloody horrid it was. One of those French dogs. Poodle. Yeah, all fluffy and that, you know, not a real man's dog. Lord only knows what Bob was doing with it. But then there's always been something a bit funny about Bob. Something not quite right about him. Yeah. I told the missus that too. And she says, "You have to be careful around Bob. He's very sensitive." I took one look at the missus and one look at the dog, and I said, "We're not having that thing in the house." "Why not?" she says, giving it a bit of the old back chat now, picking it up and consoling it, she was. "Unhygienic," I says, "and besides, it's bloody horrible." The dog's looking at me, as though it understands what I'm saying about it, looking all upset and that, you know, more upset than the missus. Meanwhile, she's patting it on the head and looking all teary. "We can't just throw it out at Christmas, can we?" she says. "Look," I says, "it's a dog. Don't know whether it's Christmas Day or bleeding Pancake Sunday, does it? Just get shot with the bloody thing." Before I know it, she's only gone and took it inside to the front parlour. "How about we give it to Vi then as a Christmas present?" she says. Auntie Vi doesn't deserve nothing for Christmas, that woman. Grumpy old witch. Miserable on holidays, miserable on her birthday, miserable at Christmas. "Look," I says to the wife, "Auntie Vi can barely look after herself, never mind a mangy mutt like that." And then again, I was thinking, be a good pair, those two. Couldn't think of anything better to get that horrible old hag than a fussy little dog. She hates animals. It'll put the wind right up her, I thought. Yeah. Good idea, Rita, I says, beaming. Yeah, Auntie Vi could do with a bit of company now that poor old Sid's passed on. Rita seemed happy with that. Well, Christmas Day comes and Auntie Vi arrives at 8 in the bleeding morning, sitting there looking all moody, drinking her tea. By 10, she's getting stuck into my pale ales. Doesn't say a word to me all morning, just sits there. Rita opens the parlour door and says, "Happy Christmas, Vi!" The dog walks in through the door. Auntie Vi looks at it and goes, "What the bleeding hell's that thing? I wanted a tea's made for Christmas." Never happy, Auntie Vi. I was chuffed though. "Lovely, eh?" I says to Auntie Vi, smiling and that, you know. "Now you can take it for walks twice a day round the park." Lazy Moo gives me one of her looks and sips her tea. Then I swear, like the poodle seeing its life flash in front of its eyes, it only goes and jumps up onto Auntie Vi's lap and starts licking her face. "Ugh," says Rita, "he likes you." Then I swear, Auntie Vi actually smiled. First time I've seen that old hag with anything but a frown on her wrinkly face for years. Well, since ever. I hated that dog for bringing a bit of happiness into that old Harpy's life. After Christmas Day was done, Auntie Vi decided to stay for a couple of days longer. She only lives down the bleeding road and all. I mean, the dog was mopping around the house, and Auntie Vi was cooing over the thing, cuddling it, letting it sit on the best armchairs, even sleeping with the bloody thing. Had the run of the whole house, it did. Whenever I turned round, there it was, lording it up all over the place, staring at me with its beady little pathetic eyes. Giving it daggers, I was, ready to chuck it in the bleeding canal. I'm having a well-deserved kip in the parlour when I hear this squawking noise. Somehow, the budgie had got out of its cage. It's only the dog chasing the bird around the room. Well, that's all the excuse I needed. I leapt up and I gave that dog a big boot in the ribs. Whimpering and cowering it was. Serves it right, I thought. Just as I'm kicking the dog, who should walk into the front door but Rita and Auntie Vi, and I'm there laying into the side of the poodle. He was trying to eat the bloody budgie, I protested. The dog's whimpering in the corner and Auntie Vi cuddling it with both of them, giving me this nastiest look you've ever seen in your life. The missus takes one look at me and walks straight back out the door. Auntie Vi left with the dog and all, shuffling after her, shouting, "Rita! Rita!" Never saw Rita after that. Left me, didn't she? She sent me a postcard from Bournemouth, though. Says she's never been happier. Says she's looking after the dog for Auntie Vi, and Bob's looking after her. The postcard said, "Weather here. Wish you were nice." Women and dogs, Women and bleeding dogs.